Hello again, everyone. My name is Tasha, psychic medium, owner of Lips of a Goddess. I am a coach and I work with people to help transform their being and their life. I am here today to speak on how to heal anxiety naturally. This is about me speaking on my view of anxiety and just basically based off experience of many years and based off communicating with higher realms and just knowing where the root cause of anxiety comes from within all of us. So again, this is just explaining and talking about how to heal anxiety naturally. This is pretty much why do we have anxiety and how can we heal it naturally? So the first question is, how do we have anxiety? Well, this could be multiple things. Anxiety is just something within us that is a trigger. And that is just basically like everything else in our life, how other individuals in our life trigger us. And it causes us to feel an emotion within. Anxiety is basically the same thing. Anxiety is a trigger. So when we have anxiety and panic attack, it is just basically something in that moment that you're either doing or within your subconscious mind is bringing forth something that is triggering you to start panicking, and which is showing you something that needs to be healed. We experience many lifetimes before this one, and our soul has witnessed a lot of trauma, a lot of death, and basically a lot of things that we have to heal. So anxiety is just something within us that we haven't healed. Anxiety is just a label, a name that was created by this physical plane by doctors. And it's just a label. What anxiety truly really is it's something, it's just basically a trigger. Whenever you are having anxiety or panic attack, it is your energetic field, or let's explain it this way. Our mind, we have a subconscious mind, okay? And our soul holds so much information as well, where what we've been through. And our soul is connected to our heart center, and our heart center is connected to our mind. Okay, our mind and our heart are connected. So when your subconscious thoughts in your mind, like if you're going about your day and rather if it's something around you or something that you're doing, triggers something within your subconscious mind, and which triggers the subconscious mind, and then which by the subconscious mind being triggered, your heart is being triggered, and then your heart reacts energetically based on whatever was triggered at that moment, and which creates panic attacks and creates anxiety because it's a trigger of something within the mind and within the soul that you have experienced already, rather if it was this life or many lives before this one. So it's basically your subconscious mind. So as I tell people, when you're having a panic attack or anxiety, always try to observe what you're doing at that moment and what you feel where it came from, because there's a trigger of why it happened. It's really hard though, because for those that have anxiety and have had panic attacks, when you're having one, you're so sunk into that feeling and emotion that everything goes blocked out and everything blacks out, and all you do is get consumed in that feeling. So it's very hard, but it takes a lot of mind control. This is about mind control. It's about controlling your thought, and learning how to, if that makes sense, because and working with a lot of clients with their subconscious thoughts and their subconscious mind. Our mind is wired throughout our whole life a certain way. So it's just anxiety is a trigger, and our mind holds so many memories and thoughts, including what your soul has already been through in many other lives that you've lived. Because, like I said, the soul is connected to the heart, and the heart is connected to the mind, and then the subconscious mind is where every memory is stored and every wiring is stored within there. So it's just basically like a pattern within your field and within yourself. Um, so why do we have it? We have it because we have healing to do in our system, in our emotional body, our subconscious mind, and our field, our energetic field, our soul is trying to show us that whatever is going on and what's triggering that anxiety and that panic attack is something that needs to be healed. So once we embrace that, once we step into that, what is giving us anxiety, um, for instance, you don't want to get into a vehicle and drive down a certain road because it gives you a panic attack. But so you don't want to do it, so you don't do it. But in order to overcome that, you have to do it multiple times so that you can rewire your subconscious mind to letting you know that that's okay, that doesn't bother you anymore, that's healing, that can be healed now. So you do it anyways because it's going to rewire that thought in your subconscious mind of what you've been through, triggering it to feel or trigger it to know something else, and which triggers the from the subconscious mind to the heart, letting your heart and that emotional body know that we're rewiring itself. So let's go back and let's go based on what she's doing and how she's feeling now with this. So it's just all about your mind and truly getting deep within the mind, because the mind and the heart are connected, and the emotional body and the energetic body. So basically, as I was explaining, it's just subconscious thought. It's something that your soul has been through, and the thoughts that you and the memories that you hold within your mind are being triggered from many other lives and this one. And so when you're doing a specific thing or something is happening, or even if you're around a bunch of people and you get anxiety being around a lot of people, any little thing, it's a trigger of something you've already been through in another life. Um, and it's just healing that needs to be worked on, and healing that it's just rewiring your thought and your thought pattern, and rewiring what your soul has already been through, just creating a different emotion and feeling towards what has happened before to you, because the soul, the heart, and the mind are all connected. You know how they say mind, body, soul? Pretty much the same thing. They're all connected, the mind, the heart, and the soul. So it's just basically you're going about your day and you get a panic attack and anxiety, and that panic attack and anxiety happens from something that you are experiencing and you're going through. It could be in a certain place, it could be around certain people, it can be when something happens, it could be when an emotion is triggered, it can be multiple things. But when you have anxiety and panic, it is just your soul reliving and experiencing something that it's already been through, and it's very traumatizing. It's mostly the traumatizing situations. And like I said, anxiety and panic is all wired from the subconscious mind, in which the subconscious mind brings forth that memory, and then that memory triggers the emotions in your emotional body, your emotion, like the emotional coding, in the energetic body, in which goes to the heart because it's all connected to the heart. And then your heart starts racing, and then you get tight chested, and then you feel like you can't breathe because these thoughts are connected to the heart. And so you're letting those subconscious thoughts control your emotion and in your heart, and then everything goes blank because you get so consumed in it. So it's just finding what exactly is being triggered in your mind or try doing some subconscious clearing. I work with a lot of clients doing clearings with the subconscious mind and rewiring and healing parts within the mind, because that's where it's coming from. Now, your body is going to continue having anxiety and panic until you shift your focus and your thought pattern and clear your subconscious mind. Sometimes, and subconscious, you're not conscious in knowing what is within the subconscious mind is is what you need to heal. So it's always good to just pay attention of the pattern of the anxiety and panic that you're having. Pay attention, because once we figure out when and how and why that is happening, then we can truly find the deep core root of what needs to be healed. So how can we heal it naturally? How can we heal anxiety naturally, right? Um, First and foremost, try not to get really consumed. And I understand, because I have battled. I'm speaking on this because I've been here before. From 2009 till 2013, I battled severe anxiety, where they labeled agoraphobia anxiety. I no longer have anxiety. I literally learned what anxiety was, because I was that person that was consumed in the medicine that they would just shove down your throat and not help you find why you're having it. So I took my time to figure out exactly why I was having it. And it took me a few years to actually overcome most of it. But you know what? Anxiety and panic, I've learned, is a wiring within your mind. It's all about your mind. You have to know you are eternal. And most people, when they have panic and anxiety, they feel like they're dying. But you know what? When you truly die, you don't get anxiety and panic. You become peaceful. It's all peace. So anxiety and panic is just your physical self telling you that you need to heal what is being triggered within yourself, which is coming from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is going to your heart, which you feel like you're tight chested and you can't breathe and your heart races. And then it goes within your emotional field, which has you feeling a certain way of emotions, and it has you just completely consumed, and allowing it to consume your energetic field. So how to heal it naturally? There's multiple things. First, we want to find out, and it's going to take time. You want to find out exactly what, write down on paper if you want to, the time that you're having your panic, or if after you're having it, write it down. Try to look back and think, like, why did I have that? Why did I feel that way? And this can come from not just only within yourself and the subconscious mind, but anxiety also comes from you feeling other people. It's not just you. We're definitely, for one, not gonna blame ourselves, because that's the wrong thing to do. But what you're going to do is you're going to know that this isn't just you as well. This could be the people that you are around. It could be energy, okay? For instance, if you can feel spirit, you can feel other people that aren't here. You can feel how they're feeling. So if spirit is in a panic and they're freaking out because they're, some souls, when they leave here, they get scared. So they get in panic mode. Sometimes you can feel that too. Okay? That's if you're really connected to that realm. You can feel that. So that is another thing. That's why it's really good to try to feel like, is this my feeling or is this somebody else's feeling? And it took me about a year, almost 2 years, to truly put the two and two. Like, I had to differentiate what was my feeling and what was someone else's feeling, because I literally felt other people so much that I thought it was me. That's how intense I feel other people. I can take on other people's energy. When I do my healing work and stuff with other people, I can take their whole energetic field and bring it to mine and work on it. Some people are able to do that, so we have to make sure we also protect, shield ourselves. Shielding is very important when you're experiencing very sensitivity towards this world and other people and what is around you. Shielding is important. Now I have that on my YouTube as well to help those that want to know how to shield. Grounding is important. Um, Now, there's also deep anxiety and panic too, which I've experienced this one time, and I'm sure there's many of you out there too, um, where when you're healing trauma, like really, really intense trauma of your soul, you can go into a panic mode where your whole body starts shaking uncontrollably, like literally where you can't stop shaking. That's when our emotional body is healing a certain trauma, and our energetic body is healing a certain trauma. So if you've experienced yourself shaking, that is a deep trauma that is being healed within yourself as well. And it's good to ground when that happens. So anxiety is just a mind thing, okay? When we have control of our mind and we truly, it's all about the subconscious mind, and, it's that pattern that I was explaining. Um, Now, how can we heal it naturally? Well, there's multiple ways. I was just saying we want to find the main, uh, observe when you're having it if you can. It's going to be hard, okay? So that's number one. Number two, yoga. We want to keep our chakras open so that, because anxiety can also be blocks within your chakras. You can create, when you're healing, especially if you're healing and you're trying to release stuff within your field, and things get blocked. And then, especially within your heart, the heart center, especially, you create these blocks, and your heart's not fully open to release those blocks energetically, in which it creates that tightness in the chest, and you feel like you can't breathe, and you're trying to take deep breaths and it's not going through because there's that block in your heart center that wants to release itself, but it can't go. So it's like a watermelon going through a freaking golf ball hole. It's a block. And so yoga is good for opening these centers. It opens up a lot within us. And not only yoga, there's meditations out there, or I offer some on my channel as well, where you open up your chakras. You want to keep those chakras opened at all times, especially when you're releasing stuff within your field, because it allows things to flow out freely, and it doesn't get blocked. And blocks create sickness and sick feeling and panic and anxiety. It creates a lot of things. So we want to make sure that we have our chakras open. So yoga is important. So also eating the right way, not going on a strict diet, not doing all that craziness, but not eating junk. Junk creates Junk is okay in the moment. For some people, feel like it satisfies you. But then you start feeling a certain a lower vibrational emotion. Okay, and then after that, you create like this depression within this lower frequency. Okay, and then you start creating an anxiety about yourself. It's just eating fruits, vegetables, and just eating, decent is going to keep your anxiety level as well, because it's going to calm your energy in your field. So I'm not saying it's going to cure your anxiety. That's not what's going to happen, because, like I said, anxiety is a stem of something your soul has been through. It's a trigger. But that will calm the energy. So if you ever to be releasing and something being triggered and you have anxiety, it's not going to be extremely intense. It's always going to be maintain healthy boundaries within yourself. So that is definitely important also. So healing it naturally is just going within yourself, doing some meditations, and just finding out why, and not running from your anxiety, not running from the panic. You need to step into it and embrace it, because your soul has been running from this panic and this anxiety, which is a trigger. They labeled it anxiety and panic attacks. That's a label to me, but I call it a trigger. When you're triggered, you start panicking and freaking out and having anxiety. Um, now, you know, it's just all about uh, truly figuring out the trigger. Okay, so there's multiple examples that I can give. You're out in public and you don't like to be around a lot. You get anxiety from being around a lot of people. Now maybe there's something from another life that you dealt with a traumatic situation that involved a lot of people, and so now this life you get near these a whole group of people. That trigger comes back of the life that you had a traumatic experience with a lot of people. It's all a trigger. um, it really is, truly is. So it's just all about um truly stepping into that core of the trigger that gives you anxiety, which is your subconscious mind. So a lot of subconscious clearing may need it to be done, but as that goes, you may experience release of emotion that goes with the clearing. So yeah, that's my input on anxiety. Truly, really is. I do want to say that medications that they give you in this physical realm do not heal anxiety. They do not heal anything. They satisfy you in the moment and they help you for the moment. They cover up what truly needs to be healed within you. They don't do what I'm doing. They don't tell you there's a root and a core of of this anxiety, because they're not going to profit. They're not going to make money. So why would they tell you that? And maybe they're not even fully awake to even explain that anyways. They're just all about money and you coming back for more medicine and coming back. It has nothing to do with healing your core problem that you are. I wouldn't even call it a problem. I don't like that word, but your core trigger, which is causing the anxiety and the panic attack. This is a root core. This you may need to do past life healing. You may need to do an overall subconscious clearing and healing within your mind, because that, like I said, stems to the heart and that triggers the emotional body on that anxiety and panic attack. This is something your soul has dealt with already. It could be a death that your soul has already been through. It could be a traumatic experience. But again, medicine is not going to heal you. It's going to cover up what truly needs to be dealt with, and your soul is going to keep running from that. You're, it's just running. You're running away. So it's time to truly step into your anxiety and where it's coming from, and embrace it, and like jump into it, not run from it, because your soul has been running from it all these times, because if it didn't, you wouldn't be having it. So your soul has been running many lifetimes from this this anxiety, this panic, which is your trigger. um, and you've been running from it for a really long time. If you haven't been running from it, you wouldn't be experiencing panic attacks or anxiety. Um, so it's really time to step into it and embrace and truly just walk right into it, so that your subconscious mind can rewire itself. And once you make that action, your mind's gonna be like, "Whoa, she just switched it up! Holy crow, she's not afraid anymore." Okay, we're gonna rewire her mind, and we're gonna be like, "Yep, she's okay with this now." and then it gets rewired, and then it goes to your heart and in your emotional center, your energetic field, and it just rewires the whole emotional coding and your subconscious mind, because you're tricking your mind. Your mind and your soul are connected. Your soul's been through traumatic experiences, which holds all the memory in your subconscious mind. And so when that anxiety and panic attack occur, the subconscious mind is where it's coming from. So when you change it and you step into whatever the anxiety, whatever's triggering it, and embrace it and be like, I'm not scared of this, and truly have that mindset on that, and that feeling, your mind's going to rewire itself. It's going to heal. And then when you go through that particular situation that causes the anxiety and panic, your mind's going to be rewired after the few times or so that you do it, and you step into it and embrace it. It's going to rewire itself, and you're going to heal that specific panic and anxiety of that specific wherever it's coming from at that moment. So yeah, it's all about the subconscious mind, and the heart being connected, and the soul. It's really, that's the deep meaning of anxiety. So I truly, at the bottom of my heart, those that have this, that take medications, truly know and listen to what I'm saying, and feel what I'm saying. You're going to continuously run, and you're going to continuously harm your body with the medication. And so not only are you going to slowly eat away at your body with medication, you're never going to heal that trigger and anxiety that you receive. You're not going to the main core and the deep root of why. You're not finding the cause of why your soul, your mind, and your heart, that's truly connected to whatever it is that has happened and why you're having this panic and anxiety. So it's time for deep healing and observation. You need to just tune into where and how, and it's all about the mind and the subconscious. Everything's held in there, in the emotional body. So yeah, and I feel, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, everybody else in this world feels different, but that is the truth that I receive from source and from experience, and just from based off experience of having agoraphobia anxiety for years upon years. I've been there, and I totally figured all this out, and I'm all about natural healing light and natural remedies, um, finding the root cause to all that is within ourself and our soul. I do deep healing on other people, on clients, and I help all of you just heal within, And this is one thing that a lot of us deal with. Um, and it's not even just your own stuff. It could be feeling other people, as I was saying, being an empath. So you need to shield and protect. Now, if you see this cycle, you find out the cycle. Now, does it happen every time you're around a specific person? Maybe you're feeling something of that person, or maybe you're feeling something that happened with you too in another life, or it could be an energy that they have around them. Just you have to see where and when it's happening, so you can figure out the root cause of why it's happening. And that's where you can truly heal it. That's where it all begins. Okay, so if you have any questions, please contact me at www.lipsofagoddesspsychicmedium.com, or you can message me via Facebook or email. Again, that's www.lipsofagoddesspsychicmedium.com. I'd love to answer any questions in the comments, or you can contact me. And if you would like assistance and help, I'd love to do so. I hope you all have a magnificent day. Please share this with everybody. This could help other people in the world as well. And I hope I can truly help you as well. And blessings and love and healing sent to you.